If you're currently trying to potty train your 1-year-old, then keep watching. I recently just potty trained my toddler. He is now currently 23 months old, and I originally started potty training him at 21 months with the 3-day method. The 3-day method is pretty intense. If you don't know what it is, it's basically where you set 3 days aside with no plans at all, no obligations. You're basically spending every single second with your toddler. You can't get up to do dishes or laundry or anything while your toddler is awake. You're with them, like 100%. So the 3-day method is definitely not for the faint-hearted, but I think it really does kickstart the potty training journey for your toddler. It really does kind of give them a sense of what potty training is and how to actually use the potty, the toilet, whatever terms you want to use. But yeah, I really do think the 3-day method is what made my son catch on so quickly when I went on to doing the Crap Potty Training method. I'll start off from the beginning. So my son was 21 months old with the 3-day method, like I just previously talked about, and he did really good actually. He pooped on the potty 2 or 3 times. He also peed multiple times, and that wasn't including me just catching them. So with the 3-day method, you basically have to be there to catch their pees and their poops. That's just the terms that I use with my son. So I'm going to use pee and poop for urine and feces. But anyway, so with the 3-day method, I was constantly on him. It was exhausting. That first day, I was ready to just quit. I was like, nope, my son can just wait. But I knew he was capable. I just went on with it. And by the end of day 2, he was really catching on. Like, I think day 2 is when he actually pooped in the potty. So I was like, okay, he's catching on. This is kind of cool. Like, I'm going to continue with it. So I think like days 2 to 4, he did really, really good. But he totally regressed. Like, he regressed where it was like accident after accident, and he wouldn't even care. He would just stand there and pee on the floor or whatever. And I just was like, okay, maybe he isn't quite ready yet. So I decided to just hold off. I think I made it to day 7. I continued on for a couple days just to see, maybe it was just a little hiccup, maybe he wasn't feeling well. He was just like having multiple accidents, and I was getting so frustrated, and that's not how I wanted potty training to go. I wanted it to be a happy experience for my son and I. So anyway, we held off for about 2 weeks. I think it was about 2 weeks. Sorry, I don't have any notes at all. So anywho, we decided to pause the potty training by day 7. It was just getting to be too much. Although he was doing so good in the beginning, he just regressed. Moving forward to the 2-week break, he was back in diapers, whatever. During that 2-week break, I would bring him to the bathroom with me and explain like, oh, mom's peeing in the toilet. Do you want to sit on your toilet? And I would just kind of like continue to model and explain everything that I was doing from steps 1 to 10. Basically, I would literally start from, mommy has the feeling, my tummy tells me I have to go pee. Do you want to come with me? And then I would be like,
you hear this? Mommy's going to pee. And then I'd go on and on about like, okay, mom has to wipe and mom has to flush and wash her hands.
I would just go through all the steps with him, and he would, sometimes he'd want to sit on his own potty, sometimes on the big potty. And I think that kind of was giving him that, I don't know, like telling him like, oh, maybe I can do this. I'm understanding and this is actually fun. So I think that really helped, because eventually, before I actually went in, did the Crap Potty Training method, which I will get into in a little bit here, he started just going to his own potty by himself. I had one just sitting beside the toilet in my bathroom, and he would just go sit on it by himself when he had to go pee or poop. But he still right now doesn't really know how to take his pants down. We say push your pants down. Apparently it helps them understand a little bit better. He is working on it and he's trying. He's just not 100% with that yet, but I'll get into that later on again. But anyway, he would just go sit on the potty and he would pee and poop on the potty, but he'd still be in his diaper and in his pants. So right then I was like, okay, he is ready. I need to like get on this now, or else I might just lose the opportunity altogether, and it might just be more of a hassle down the road. This brings me into the Crap Potty Training method. I have the book as well as the ebook. I think the ebook I have is the updated version of this. But anywho, great book. I definitely recommend reading it before you jump into the potty training wagon journey, whatever you want to call it. it definitely helps a lot, and it like changes your mindset a little bit. I think in the book it says something about the best time to potty train is between 20 and 30 months, because after that it's sometimes more of a hassle because they get so stubborn and they are stuck in their ways. And at that point, after 30 months or roughly around that time, they start to just feel like their diaper is just natural to them, and it's way too difficult for change when it comes to that age. And then before that, it's sometimes they're not always quite ready, both mentally and physically. So my son, again, I think he was 22 months when I did the old crap potty training method with him. So the old crap potty training method goes in like blocks. So the first block, you basically go with no pants. You're naked below the waist and down. Some people choose to just be completely naked. I personally, because it was still a little bit chilly on some days, I did a long sleeve, or on hotter days it would just be a t-shirt, but I always kind of did a shirt with no bottoms. And we did that for, I would say, about a week until he really caught on. He caught on rather quickly when I did the old crap potty training method with him. At first he had a lot of accidents.
You have to expect a ton of accidents.
So just get ready for that. Like, have your cleaners, have your whatever. I use thieves personally, or wipes, or just have like a designated towel just to clean up pee. But anyway, with my son, I didn't follow the old crap potty training method to a T. I kind of put my own twist on it, but I definitely referred to the old crap potty training method the majority of the time. But every single child is different. Everybody parents differently. Everybody has their own way of doing things, and what works for one won't necessarily work for another family. So you have to kind of read the book and then take it with a grain of salt. Like, if you find something in there doesn't totally resonate with you, then change it. Do something that will work for you. Again, I went with the old crap potty training method, but I didn't follow it to a T. So anyway, with my son, he was bottomless for like about a week, like I said, and it worked really well. By like, say day 2 or 3, it was like honestly really quick. He caught on really quick. He was basically self-initiating using the potty himself. He would just walk over and use the potty. He would poop, pee, everything. Like, he just would go and do it. I kept a potty. I had 2. I kept one in the bathroom right beside the toilet, and that one has like a seat that can go on the big seat as well, like the big toilet seat. So if he felt like he wanted to sit on the big seat, he could. If he wanted to sit on his, he could. And then I have a little red one. It's like a car, really it's lower than the other one I have, and I keep it in the living room. He would just go and sit down and go whenever he had to go. And then what got him really excited was dumping it himself. And then we'd say, bye-bye pee, or let's go say bye-bye to the pee, or poo, or whatever. And he got really excited about that, and he would want to do it himself. So I would actually take the insert out and let him hold it and bring it to the toilet himself. I was just taking a deep breath, because if he spilled a little bit, whatever, he's learning, he's excited. I didn't want to like shame him for anything like that. So I just let him carry it, and he was actually very careful, didn't actually spill like any of these times. So that was really what enticed him to use the potty, because he wanted to dump it and flush it in the big toilet. So I also got some Amazon potty stickers that go in the toilet seat. So his one toilet has like a black insert, which worked perfectly because the stickers are black. I'll go get them. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. So these are what the stickers look like. When they pee on it, a picture will show up. I only had to use 2 of them. It just kind of excited him, enticed him to use the potty. The 2 times he's seen those, it worked a couple times, and then afterwards I just took him out, and he still was using the toilet. But yeah, so after about that week, that's when I ended up putting him in just pants. It might have been even less than a week. It might have been like only like 5 days, maybe 4 or 5 days. But I'm just gonna say a week. After that week, we put him in just pants with no underwear. It was just like loose pants, so that way it didn't feel like a diaper. In the book, it says when they wear underwear or anything, it's like almost muscle memory. So you want to get rid of that muscle memory so that your body doesn't just release without thinking. But anyway, so yeah, we went into just very loose pants, and we honestly went into underwear really quickly, and it didn't really bug my son too much. Like, he still would go to the potty, and he would just go appa 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 is how he says potty, but he also signs potty. We've been doing baby sign language with him since a very young age, so he signs a lot, as well as he is talking quite a bit now. But for certain things, he'll sign too. He'll say appa appa appa. He doesn't quite understand how to take his pants off yet, so we're really working on him there. So he'll just run to his potty or run to wherever and do that, and just point and stand by the potty until someone comes and helps him, and he'll hold it until you get there and help him with the pants or what have you, or he'll come and grab you and pull you with your hand and bring you to the potty. So yeah, he is definitely self-initiating now. He's going, and if he were to take his pants off, he wouldn't even need us. But because he's still struggling a little bit to take his pants down, he still needs us to help him there. But yeah, other than that, he's been doing so good. No accidents in almost 3 weeks now. But that doesn't include nighttime and naps. So that's a whole different ball game. I will kind of talk about that as well at the end here. But before I move on, I just want to go over the blocks in the Crap Potty Training method. So here are the major blocks or phases in order. So phase 1 or block 1 is peeing and pooping while naked, either with prompting or without. Number 2 is peeing and pooping with clothes on, commando with prompting or without. Number 3 is peeing and pooping in different situations with prompting or without. 4 is peeing and pooping with underpants with prompting or without. 5 is consistent self-initiation. 6 is night and nap, unless you're choosing to do it all together. More on that later is what it talks about in the book. And then 7, college, probably still needing to prompt occasionally. So my son has pretty much done all of those already. He is always, like, he self-initiates all the time now for the last, like, week and a half, 2 weeks almost. He started doing that quite early on with the Crap Potty Training method. So I would say he's basically daytime potty trained. Even when we're out and about, if he needs to potty, he will tell me. He'll like say a pa, or what have you, or if we're out and about, he'll pull me to let me know. So yeah, basically all I need to do now is work on getting him to learn how to take his pants down himself and put them back on. So if you have any tips about how to help me teach my son how to push his pants down and pull them up, please leave them in the description box below, because I am definitely open to all tips and tricks. While we're on that topic, I also want to mention that I used Facebook, my friends and family on my Facebook page, to help me as well. I made a couple posts about people and their journeys with potty training their kids, and I asked for all the tips and tricks that worked for them, and I read through them and I took little bits from here and there that would work for my son and I. And yeah, so again, I just took a little bit from different blogs and YouTube channels and books, and just like kind of put my own twist on potty training and did what works best for me. I didn't want to do any treats. I'm all about like giving them that internal satisfaction, and them being proud of themselves without any outside prizes and treats and whatever. So I wanted him to just be proud of himself for using the potty. It's just a normal everyday thing. I didn't want to like use prizes. I just didn't. So we never did any candies or chocolates or stickers or anything other than like the toilet sticker in the toilet, if that makes sense, where he would pee and then see it himself without me being like, oh, here, you went pee. At least that way it was in the potty, so he's seen it himself. But other than that, I just kind of like, I didn't go overboard. I just was like, oh, you went pee, let's go say bye-bye to your pee. Or, are you proud of yourself? You just used the potty. I was just very happy neutral, if that makes any sense. But don't get me wrong, in the beginning, when I first did the 3-day method, they were saying to like go above and beyond and make it super exciting and all this, and it was annoying. I tried it for like 2 days where I was like really like, ah, you did it, yay! And when I go back and think about that, I wish I didn't do that, because that's probably what kind of made him regress. He was like, holy, why are you being like this? You're never like this. I try to kind of just let him be happy for himself. I try not to say good job. Don't come at me for that. Instead of saying good job, I say, oh wow, look at that, you drew a circle. Or I'll explain what he did, or like if he stacks blocks or something, I'm like, oh wow, you must be so proud of yourself, you stacked 5 blocks, instead of saying, oh, good job. Because I don't know. I want him to just be proud of himself and not have to feel the need to just please people, if that makes sense. But that's on a whole nother topic. But anyway, yeah, again, with the potty training, I really think the whole overpraising was really what maybe kind of made him regress in the beginning. But the Crap Potty Training, hands down, definitely recommend. One of the best things that I could have read and learned about without reading that book and knowing about it. I don't know if my son would be potty trained right now at 23 months old. But anyway, I am going to get into a couple tips and tricks that have worked for me and my son. And just because these work for me doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for you. So do your own research and honestly do what works for you. This is just honestly what works best for us. So anyway, back into the video. So one of the biggest things is keep a potty around. bring it everywhere. Right now, I have a small one that I put in the bottom of the stroller when we're out and about. I keep it in the car. Anywhere I'm out and about, I don't want him to have to feel the need that he has to hold it and soil himself, because right now he's been like I said, almost 3 weeks now with no accidents, and I don't want to be the one that has to put him in that situation. Their bowels and bladder is so small right now that they can't hold it as much as like we can, and that's honestly not good for their little bodies, because if they have to hold anything for too long, that's just going to put strain on their body and then could cause complications down the road, and I don't want that for him. So I have a potty wherever I go as much as possible. Again, while we're on that topic, if we are going out and about, I will take him to go to the washroom right when we get there. So say we are going to the store. As soon as we get to the store, I will tell him where the bathroom is and I'll take him there. And I'm like, okay, if you need to go pee, let's go pee. And I'll sit him on the potty and hold him there. And then if he goes, yay. If he doesn't, then I will try at the end of our shop and bring him again. I don't want him having to feel the need to have to hold it and have to like accidentally soil himself, because that was on my part. I was out and about doing stuff that he wouldn't have done otherwise, right? So again, if we're going out for a walk, if I go somewhere, I find a store and I'll take him. When we get, say like we're going for a walk, I'll find a bathroom somewhere. Or again, if I have the potty in there, I'll find a secluded place and tell him, okay, if you need to go pee or poop, you go now. And then I always remind him, like, just tell mommy if you need to go pee or poop, or if you need to use the potty, or whatever I say at that particular time. So just anywhere you go, let him know where the toilet is or where the washroom is. I always ask him, and then I'll just kind of give him little impromptus, I guess you can call it. I'd be like, okay, Axton, where's the potty? And then he'll look around, he'll look, and then he'll point at it or he'll walk over to it, just so that I know he's aware that he does have a potty he can use. He doesn't have to hold it, he can tell me, or he can go over there. As for long trips, we live in a small little town, so we go to the next city to do our grocery shopping, and that's like a 45-minute drive. So I don't want to put him in that situation where he's sitting in his car seat and has to go, because using puppy pads and all that is not safe in your car seat. So what I do is keep his underwear on and pants or whatever, and I'll just put his a pull-up on over top of his underwear or over top of his pants and everything, and then just take it off when we're done our trip. So that way, at least if he does have an accident, that it doesn't, I don't know, that it's not going to get all over the car seat, and then it's just a big thing for the trip home. And yeah, it just saves our own sanity in that aspect. And pack an extra change of clothes wherever you go. If not one, pack another 2, whatever. I keep a change of shorts and underwear in his stroller just to keep in there, so if I'm out and about and I ever forget, at least I have it. And another little thing is, he is not nighttime potty trained yet. I'm not going to put that on him, because their bodies aren't actually even mature enough to do that yet, unless you hold off on any fluids before bed or anything like that. I still try to make him go pee before he goes to bed, and I do put him in a diaper before bed. We still have a box of diapers, and pull-ups and diapers are honestly the same thing. Like, they personally won't really feel the difference between a pull-up and a diaper. That's just basically marketing and stuff to keep people in diapers and pull-ups a lot longer. So right now we just use diapers. We call them his nighttime diapers or his nighttime pants. We always just make sure he knows it's only for nighttime, it's only for nap time. His naps, he's pretty much dry 90% of the time when he has a nap, but bedtime is a hit or miss. He'll have like 2 or 3 dry nights and then like a night where he's wet. But I'm not going to focus on that just yet, because again, their bodies will just naturally kind of start to mature and all their hormones and everything will change. Okay, so just a quick overview of how I went about potty training my 1-year-old. So the first thing I did was I started with a 3-day method, and I really think this kickstarted our journey to potty training before 2. Number 2 is I read the book, Oh Crap Potty Training, and I took a lot of tips and tricks from that book and kind of put my own twist on it. 3, I didn't overpraise and I didn't give rewards. I wasn't against rewards per se, but I definitely wasn't one to want to do rewards. And I think that actually made it so he was excited and proud of himself from within and not from just external factors. And number 4 is I just went along with it and I tried to make it as normal as possible. I would just go on and with routine. After he woke up, let's go pee. Before he went down for his nap or before bed, let's go pee. After lunch, let's go pee. And I just kind of made it into a daily routine. And I just like to show him where his potty was at all times, so he was aware of it and he didn't feel the need that he had to hold it or soil himself. So I really hope this video was helpful, and I hope it helps you potty train your 1-year-old. And if you have any success stories or any tips and tricks for other parents, please leave them in the description box below. And if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out. I'm always here, and I'd be happy to help.